So my son was trying to be funny, and he wound up messing up the last little bit of that video. So anyway, like I was saying, take the smallest Allen key that you have, is what I usually do, and right down here on the side of the inducer motor is usually the little hose attachment area, and on an 80% unit, it can be rusted over. So you take that Allen key and you would go in there and try to break any rust free, right? Right. While that Allen key is in there, if you just wanted to see if you had any blades on your actual inducer motor, you could try to turn this thing, and you know, if if it locks up or something like that, then it's probably the wheel actually hitting your Allen key, which is a good sign. Okay, so always clean that out on a maintenance. Make sure that you have no obstruction for that inducer motor housing to the hose connection. You could also take the hose off. Sometimes they do get dry rotted over the years, but take it off and look through it. Make sure there's no obstructions there. Usually aren't, but just make sure that there's not. Okay. But what if that doesn't work? You reattach your manometer and you go to turn everything back on, but the pressure switch doesn't close and there's no draft. Okay. One reason could be a blockage in the heat exchanger. We'll get to that in a minute. But for this one, what if your inducer motor, like I said, that wheel is rusted off and it's not there, it's not doing its job. Okay. On a downflow, if you look right here, right, your inducer motor's down here. The blower motor is up here, and your flue pipe going from that inducer motor up, right, is right here in the way. Okay. You can't just pull that inducer motor out. You've got this whole flue pipe down through the whole furnace, top to bottom, pretty much, that you have to worry about. Okay, so I'm going to show you what you do there. Right, to get to this flue pipe, and they've got all kind of warnings and stickers everywhere. Right, you're going to have to get everything out of your way. All right. You don't have to unwire everything. Usually they take it easy on you. They'll get it to where you can maneuver around it, right? So on this one, a couple screws loosen right there, and we can slide everything like that, right, out of the way, okay? And on this one, I'm going to take off there's 8 screws up top for this thing. No fast forward here. Now this is not the actual flue pipe. The actual flue pipe is behind here. But if you're going to take that inducer motor out, you're going to want to look at this, right? So on this one, you probably can't just pull it out. You may have to take the couple screws that are up here, take those loose as well. Now once that's done, you can take a little bit of the pressure off and lift that up, right? And take that little cover there. It's just a chase for the flue pipe inside. It protects you from getting burned as bad. Right? And there's our actual flue connection. You can see up here that they've sealed this with what they call RTV. It's a very heat resistant silicone. Okay, I'm gonna swing this back out the way. And then down here for the inducer motor, to take it out, you would actually have to undo this plug. Some have plugs, some just are wired all the way back to the board. Okay. And then we can actually get inside and undo, right? Undo the bolts or screws that hold the inducer motor to the actual frame itself, to the actual unit. Here goes one right behind the gas valve, which is lovely to get to. You may even have to take the whole gas valve out the way. The burner assembly and everything, right? Now here goes the fun one, right? Watch how this is all connected, right? When I undo this last screw, right? See, everything, top to bottom, it's all connected, all right? You have to watch it, okay? This is the last screw. It's holding the actual inducer motor to the flue pipe as it goes up through the furnace. But you can separate that. Oh, man. And just roll it out. All right? So here we have our inducer motor. You can see where your hose attaches, right? You can take that Allen key and go in there. You can even see that hole on the back side. I don't know if the camera angle is going to get it right, but you can see it from the inside as well. You can inspect that blower wheel, make sure it's not damaged or come loose. A lot of times if this unit is ran for more than a season or so, it'll be rusted on there, so it's not going to come loose. But the blades themselves might rust off and be laying in the flue pipe somewhere, okay, or in the bottom down here of the actual housing for that little inducer wheel. So just something to think about when you check. Reassembly, you put it all back on. It's not much to it, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to put this back together, and like I said, just food for thought. Basic checks again, but this being a downflow, it is a different setup. So see you in the next one.